Wow! Bruno Fernandes transfer to Al-NASSR, Chelsea find a way to sign Osimhen, Arsenal start the negotiation process with Raphinha. All this and much more in today's issue, and you do not forget to put a like, click on the bell and subscribe. You done yet? Then we can get started. The Spanish striker has once again emerged as a top target for the Rossoneri, with Milan keen to bolster their attacking options ahead of the new season. Despite Morata recently committing his future to Atletico Madrid, the lure of a return to Serie A, where he has previously excelled with Juventus, is proving hard to resist. AC Milan are aware of Morata's €13 million release clause and are prepared to trigger it. But the final decision rests with the player himself. The Rossoneri see Morata as an ideal addition to provide more depth and quality to their front line, while they continue their search for a long-term successor to Olivier Giroud. Milan's status as one of Italy's top clubs and their consistent presence in the Champions League make them an attractive destination for Morata. However, any potential move will have to wait until after the European Championship, as Morata is currently focused on helping Spain achieve success in the tournament. The financial aspects of the deal are not expected to be a stumbling block for Milan, with an agreement already in place with the player regarding his salary. Juventus, where Morata has enjoyed 2 successful spells, are also reportedly interested in bringing the striker back to Turin, but their priority lies in strengthening their midfield. It's now a waiting game to see if Morata decides to leave Atletico Madrid and embark on a new challenge at the San Siro, or if he chooses to continue his journey in the Spanish capital. In a stunning development, Kevin De Bruyne has reportedly reached a verbal agreement to join Saudi Pro League club Al-Ittihad, according to sources close to the situation. The Belgian midfielder, who has been a cornerstone of Manchester City's success in recent years, could be set for a sensational move to the Middle East. Representatives from Al-Ittihad and a delegation from the Saudi Public Investment Fund have held talks with De Bruyne, and the player has apparently agreed to the move in principle. However, the final decision now rests with Manchester City, who are said to be open to allowing the 33-year-old to leave the Etihad this summer, provided they receive an acceptable offer. De Bruyne's current contract with City runs until 2025, and while the Premier League champions may be reluctant to part with their star playmaker, they recognise that this could be their last opportunity to cash in on the Belgian before his deal expires. Despite missing the first half of last season due to injury, De Bruyne remained a key figure for City upon his return, making 26 appearances and contributing an impressive 6 goals and 18 assists. His creativity, vision, and passing ability have been instrumental in City's dominance of English football in recent years. Since joining Manchester City from Wolfsburg in 2015, De Bruyne has won a host of major honours, including 6 Premier League titles, 5 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, and the coveted Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, and FIFA Club World Cup. The potential move would mark another significant coup for the Saudi Pro League, which has been making waves in the transfer market with a series of high-profile acquisitions. The league's ambitious plans to become a major force in world football have been backed by substantial investment from the PIF, and the arrival of a player of De Bruyne's caliber would further underline their intent. As the story continues to unfold, all eyes will be on Manchester City and Al-Ittihad to see if they can reach an agreement on the transfer fee. Juventus have made a final decision on Federico Chiesa's future. The Italian winger is set to leave the club this summer as he's not part of the new manager Thiago Motta's project. Motta wants to go in a different direction, and Juventus are not counting on Chiesa for the upcoming season. The Bianconeri are prepared to sell Chiesa for a price tag of around €25 million with add-ons included. The player's contract is due to expire in June 2025, so Juventus are now actively looking for solutions in the transfer market. They need to sell Chiesa to raise funds for their top target, Atalanta midfielder Tun Koopmeiners. Roma are one of the clubs strongly interested in signing Chiesa this summer. Talks are ongoing between the club and Chiesa's agent Fali Ramadani over a potential contract worth around €6 million net per year, the same terms he's currently on at Juventus. Roma coach Daniele De Rossi sees Chiesa as his preferred reinforcement on the wing. However, Roma believe that Juventus can no longer expect a €25–30 million fee for Chiesa following his disappointing performance at the Euros. They suggest that Juventus could instead accept a lower offer of around €20 million plus bonuses. Liverpool have also been long-term admirers of Chiesa and could consider him as an option, especially with the Italian winger available for a bargain price of just £21 million. The Reds are in the market for a new winger this summer, and Chiesa could be a great opportunity for Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes to kickstart their transfer plans. Chiesa's potential move to Liverpool may hinge on the future of Luis Diaz, who has been strongly linked with a move away from Anfield. Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain are his most credible suitors, with Liverpool willing to accept offers in the region of £50 million for the Colombian. It's an open race for Federico Chiesa, with several clubs expected to join the chase in the coming weeks. The decision now lies with the player as he evaluates his options and decides on his next destination. Juventus are eager to resolve his future, soon to focus on their own transfer plans. Chelsea handed Victor Osimhen discount by Napoli swap deal with Romelu Lukaku on the cards. Chelsea are on the hunt for a top-class striker this summer to provide competition for Nicholas Jackson, and Napoli's Victor Osimhen has emerged as one of their priority targets. The Blues have been informed that they can sign the Nigeria international at a discounted price. Sources close to the situation have revealed that Napoli owner Aurelio De Laurentiis is willing to offer a discount on Osimhen's €110 million release clause, but he would never go below €100 million. However, a potential swap deal involving Chelsea outcast Romelu Lukaku could lower the cost of the operation. Lukaku, who spent last season on loan at Inter Milan, only wants to join Napoli this summer to reunite with Antonio Conte. The Italian coach helped Lukaku reach his peak form during their time together at Inter, and the Belgian striker is eager to rekindle that connection. Chelsea would be satisfied with a figure lower than the €44 million release clause for Lukaku, and they would even accept €20 to €25 million to let him leave. This could pave the way for a high-profile swap deal that would see Osimhen move to Stamford Bridge. Osimhen, who has scored 65 goals and registered 16 assists in 108 league appearances for Napoli since joining from Lille in 2020, is anxious to secure a move away from the Serie A outfit this summer, 2 years before his current deal expires. While Napoli are standing firm on their valuation of the 25-year-old striker, labelled as unstoppable by former Sassuolo coach Alessio Dionisi, Chelsea could explore the opportunity to facilitate a reunion between Conte and Lukaku to push through a deal. It remains to be seen if Chelsea can reach an agreement with Napoli, but the Blues are showing no signs of stopping in their pursuit of new additions under newly appointed head coach Enzo Maresca. The Premier League giants are keen to bounce back after 2 disappointing years and 5 managerial switches. Chelsea have already completed the signings of teenage striker Marc Guiu from Barcelona and Aston Villa forward Omari Kellyman, but they are now targeting a high-profile name to lead the line. Osimhen fits the bill, but the Blues are reluctant to pay his full release clause amid financial fair play concerns. Paris Saint-Germain and a few Saudi Arabian teams are also interested in Osimhen, but no official bids have been submitted yet. The race for the Nigerian striker's signature is heating up, and Chelsea will need to act fast if they want to secure their top target. Arsenal are stepping up their efforts to sign Raphinha from Barcelona this summer. The Gunners have made serious strides in the Premier League over the last 2 seasons, finishing as runners-up on both occasions. But they know they need to add more quality to their squad to push Manchester City even further and make a deeper run in the Champions League. Edu, Arsenal's technical director, has contacted Barcelona to explore the possibility of bringing the Brazilian winger to the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal have made a cheeky bid for Raphinha, offering €35 million plus Eddie Nketiah, whom they hope to raise £40 million by selling this summer in a cash plus player deal. Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, has gone from rejecting the idea of signing Raphinha to becoming obsessed with him, making the 27-year-old one of his top priorities for the upcoming campaign. The Gunners failed to agree terms with Leeds United for Raphinha 2 years ago, but it could be second time lucky for them. Barcelona are open to selling Raphinha to generate funds and ease their financial situation. The Catalan club values the Brazilian at around €80 million. So, Arsenal's offer with Nketiah included could be a starting point for negotiations. Hansi Flick, Barcelona's new boss, and Deco, the club's sporting director, are both willing to let Raphinha leave this summer. Despite providing 45 goal contributions in 87 matches for Barcelona, 20 goals, 25 assists, 1 every 1.9 appearances, Raphinha has struggled to cement a regular starting spot, often being forced to play out of position or benched due to the emergence of teenage sensation Lamine Yamal. Arsenal are also targeting a left-sided centre-back, a holding midfielder, and potentially 2 new forwards this summer. Bologna's Riccardo Calafiori is close to joining for €50 million, with personal terms already agreed, while Real Sociedad's Mikel Merino is Arteta's top choice to partner Declan Rice in midfield. A new goalkeeper to keep David Raya on his toes will also be sought if Aaron Ramsdale gets his wish to leave granted. The Gunners have been linked with several other wingers, including Nico Williams, Kaoru Mitoma, Pedro Neto and Marcus Rashford, but it seems Raphinha has taken precedence based on the latest reports. With money at their disposal and a clear vision for the future, Arsenal are determined to strengthen their squad and mount a serious challenge for the Premier League title next season. Expect the Gunners to intensify their efforts to secure Raphinha's signature in the coming weeks. In a stunning development, Manchester United have given Bruno Fernandes the green light to explore the lucrative proposals from Saudi Arabia, with Al-NASSR and Al-Ittihad emerging as the frontrunners for the Portuguese midfielder's signature. The Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund first approached Fernandes in November 2023, and since then they have been relentless in their pursuit of the talented playmaker. The PIF's position has become increasingly insistent over the past few months, as they look to bolster the Saudi Pro League with world-class talent. According to sources close to the situation, Fernandes has expressed a preference for joining Al-NASSR, a move that would see him reunite with compatriot and former Manchester United teammate Cristiano Ronaldo. The two have reportedly mended their relationship, adding an intriguing subplot to this transfer saga. Al-NASSR, who have already made waves in the transfer market by signing the likes of Sadio Mane, Otavio and Aymeric Laporte, are currently in pole position to secure Fernandes' services. The club, led by Portuguese coach Luis Castro, will do everything in their power to convince the midfielder to choose their project over rivals Al-Ittihad. However, Al-Ittihad, based in Jeddah and soon to be managed by Stefano Pioli, cannot be ruled out of the race. The club has already attracted top talent such as Karim Benzema, Fabinho and N'Golo Kante, and they will undoubtedly put up a fight for Fernandes' signature. If an agreement is reached with the player, the PF will then initiate discussions with Manchester United. The Saudi fund is prepared to present an offer that would be nearly impossible for the Red Devils to refuse, even though United are not currently inclined to let their star midfielder leave. Fernandes' future remains shrouded in uncertainty beyond the summer. The midfielder is keen on gaining a better understanding of the Saudi project before committing to his next move. The Saudi Pro League's ambition to become a major player on the global football stage is becoming increasingly evident, with top-tier players like Bruno Fernandes firmly in their sights. The financial backing of the PIF has given Saudi clubs the power to pursue the world's best talent, and they show no signs of slowing down. Will he remain at Old Trafford, or will the allure of a new challenge in Saudi Arabia prove too strong to resist?